As you know, the whole concept of this show is independent advice, counsel, arguments that you will not see on the mainstream news. To that end, please donate so we can keep on the air, because we don't take money from the Prime Minister's office. As we are learning these days, the Prime Minister's office and other government officials lean on news sources to report news the way they want it reported, favorable to the government. Stan Sudol has his own Republic of Mining. So that's an independent aggregate of news on mining?
Yes.
And it's independent. You don't get money from the government.
Absolutely not.
So do you agree then that you are more free to give a fair and open, objective analysis than if the Ministry of Mines and Resources or something was giving you money?
Absolutely. I've written extensively as a freelance journalist for mainstream media, and I really am comfortable giving the appropriate level of government the advice, for lack of a better term.
The gears.
Yes, absolutely.
So if you're writing for a big mainstream news paper that's getting a lot of money, that's surviving, as the government officials are telling us now and telling some papers, you're surviving because of the money we give you, do it our way, you wouldn't be able to give that unvarnished advice or assessment.
Well, I would try. It all depends on what type of an editor you have. I mean, as anyone in business knows, the last thing you want to do is surround yourself with yes people, because you're not going to get the harsh criticism that you absolutely need to move that company forward. A government that doesn't get, if all I'm doing is ranting and raving that everything they're doing wrong, well then, why listen to me? But if I have constructive criticism, I'm pointing out some flaws in their systems. Mining's a complicated issue. Indigenous issues are complicated issues. Not every MP in Ottawa or in Queen's Park knows everything there is to know. And I'm not saying I know everything, but I certainly have a different perspective because I'm down in the trenches at the PDAC every year, listening to people chew my ear off about what government does or doesn't do.
And you mentioned Indigenous, as I call them Indians, my friends Indians, and I've dealt with them in mining. But the big issue is also environmental, isn't it? I mean, it's huge when the tailing ponds are left there after the mine's gone.
Absolutely, and you can't. The mining industry has to step up to the plate on that issue. I mean, there's a different. We're getting into a different ball of wax, but the fact is, the amount of mining that we need to decarbonize the economy. Security of supply for metals in Canada versus coming from places like Russia or the Congo or Indonesia is enormous.
And yet Canada is better suited than most other countries in the world, particularly from Africa and others, to have mining results that are honest, profitable, and responsible.
Absolutely. You basically have first world mining status and operations here in Canada versus getting blood, nickel, or metal from Russia or child miners in the Congo.
Stan, thank you very much. We sort of morphed into mining again, but we got the independence of your press, so thank you.
Okay.
3 minutes. To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so, because 4 years ago, we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act, once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.